That AFC East is where I begin this post-Week 6 edition, what we do every Tuesday here on the Rich Eisen Show, 4 Downs.
Hut, hut. 4 Downs with Rich.
Here we go.
What is he?
All right, first down here.
First down.
First down, the American Football Conference East. Everyone loves to beast on them. Everyone loves to beast on them. The Patriots were down 14 to the Jets, as we all know.
That's right.
And then they came out with the win, and they have a half-game lead over the Buffalo Bills coming off of a bye week. A 3-2 record right now for the Buffalo Bills, taking on a Bucs team that may start someone for a blast from their past, a man who once got a start because Trent Edwards got hurt. Ryan Fitzpatrick might be coming to town, speaking of the AFC East alum. And I think the Buffalo Bills win that game. And look who is taking on the Jets this week. Jay Cutler beats Matt Ryan. I said that. All right, Jay Ajayi may have had almost 200 yards rushing, I understand.
It kinda helped.
But the Dolphins are beginning to put it together. The AFC East, wait for it, may wind up having 3 playoff teams when it's all said and done. They may have 3 playoff teams. Look at the rest of the landscape right now. The Denver Broncos looked horrible.
They did?
You have to wonder if Trevor Simmons really going to have a full season in him. What about the rest of that division? No, I don't see it. Someone from the AFC South going to be a wild card team sitting there at 3-3?
Probably not.
Ravens are 3-3. The Bengals take on the Steelers this week. Don't sleep on the Bengals, I would say. But AFC East may have not 1, not 2, but 3 playoff teams when it's all said and done. That's my first down.
Second down.
Second down. The Arizona Cardinals are for real.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, they are. With Adrian Peterson, now you could say, the squirrel found a nut or the blind dog, whatever you want to do. Okay?
Anyone can win the lottery.
Okay, you can use that too. Adrian Peterson looked like the old Adrian Peterson. At one point, he did Brent Grimes so dirty that was even dirtier than Miko, what he did to Brent. Okay?
Okay.
And he runs downhill, and he provides a balance that does not allow you to pin your ears back and go hunt Carson Palmer, who's kind of like a steel deer on a front lawn. Larry Fitzgerald was wide open half the time. The world cracked open for him. They're taking on the Los Angeles Rams this week. We all saw what Leonard Fournette was able to do against that Rams defense. We saw what Carlos Hyde was able to do against that Rams defense. Do not sleep on the Arizona Cardinals. They are for real, and you might have 3 playoff teams in the NFC West too.
Wow.
Wait for my 4th down. Down number 3. Let's go.
Third down.
Third down. The National Football League has to remove from their rule book the fact that a fumble by the offense into the end zone is a touchback. It is time to end that stuff. Because the Austin Safarian-Jenkins play that took a touchdown away from the Jets, had that happened anywhere else on the field except the goal line, the Jets would have had the ball back right where Safarian-Jenkins had fumbled it. Todd Gurley going into the end zone against the Seattle Seahawks in their loss to the Seattle Seahawks had a touchdown taken away. Great play by Earl Thomas to knock the ball loose just as he's reaching for the pylon. There is no reason, if the defense is backed up on its own goal line, it is because the defense has been bending and bending and bending. It should not be the defense's friend. The end zone should never be the defense's friend. Ever. Period. End of story. The offense should have some sort of recourse if a ball is fumbled into the end zone. It shouldn't belong to the defense. The defense might be giving up 99 yards and look like poop the entire time, but some unfortunate bounce, the ball bounces in the end zone, and it's to the defense's benefit? I'm sorry. The NFL has to change that rule, and it has to change it going into next year and put a pin in that because I'll be keeping on tilting at that windmill like I did the Tuck rule way back in the day. Now here comes the hottest take I can come up with because in our 4 downs, my 4th down is always forget the down and distance. I'm going for it. Hit it.
4th down.
You ready for this one?
All right, lay it on me.
4th down. The Dallas Cowboys are missing the playoffs.
Oh, really?
They will miss the playoffs. They are 2-3 right now. And it looks like Ezekiel Elliott is not going to have that suspension lifted, certainly in time for this week's game. They're going into San Francisco, the best 0-6 team I've ever seen. And they may even knock off the Dallas Cowboys the way that they have been playing. And here, if Zeke Elliott is out, these are the 6 games that they're playing. At San Francisco, at Washington, home for Kansas City, at Atlanta, home for Philadelphia, and then Thanksgiving Day against the San Diego Chargers. Let's just even give them somehow, some way 3-3 in that regard. Let's just say they're 3-3 in that regard. And I don't think they would be without Ezekiel Elliott. That would make them, coming out of that, a 5-6 team going into this December stretch, starting with the last day of November. Home for Washington, at the Giants, at the Raiders, home for Seattle, at the Philadelphia Seahawks. To make a 10-win team out of that, they've got to win 8 of their final 11 games, 6 of them potentially without Ezekiel Elliott. And on top of all that, right now, before they even take the field in San Francisco this week, they've lost to the Los Angeles Rams, who I just told you has to look out for 2 other teams in their division. That may be a team that they battle for a wild card position because they are not catching the Philadelphia Eagles no matter what. I'll tell you that right now. And on top of it, with Aaron Rodgers now out for the foreseeable future, Green Bay might wind up being a wild card team as well, and Dallas has lost to them. So the tie breaks don't even benefit the Dallas Cowboys right now. How are they going to find 8 wins out of their final 11 games out of this schedule without Ezekiel Elliott to not only try and win a wild card, but get that division? I'll tell you what, that ain't happening. It is not happening. And my 4th down is the Dallas Cowboys are missing the playoff.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app, and I'll be sure to help the NFL figure out what a catch is.